I always thought detention was just boring, not dangerous. But that changed the night I got stuck in after-school detention during a power outage. The school was already half empty, hallways echoing with that hollow, abandoned sound buildings make when no one's around. There were only 3 of us in the room. Me, a kid named Reggie, and Mrs. Camden, who was grading papers with her usual hum of impatience. When the lights flickered the first time, I didn't think much of it. Old building, storm outside, whatever. But when the lights cut out completely, plunging the room into total darkness, something about the silence felt wrong, like the air shifted. Mrs. Camden told us to stay put while she went to check the fuse box. The door closed behind her. We waited. Minute after minute passed, and the hallway outside stayed pitch black. I tried to use my phone flashlight, but it wouldn't turn on. Reggie tried too. His screen froze and glitched like the battery had been drained. Then, from somewhere far down the hallway, we heard it. The unmistakable slam of a locker door. Then another. And another. Slowly at first, then in a rapid sequence like someone or something was running down the hallway, hitting every locker as it passed. Reggie whispered, "Bro, what if that wasn't her?" And for the first time in my life, I realized how terrifying a school could be after dark, especially when you weren't sure who else might be inside. After a few minutes of tunnel-black silence, Reggie walked to the doorway and leaned into the hall. "Mrs. Camden?" he called out. His voice echoed down the corridor, swallowed by darkness. There was no answer, just the buzzing tension of a building that suddenly felt alive. The emergency lights should have come on, but they didn't. Everything was dead. Then we both heard it. Faint footsteps, slow and uneven, like someone limping. They were coming from the left side of the hallway, the direction of the science wing, far from the fuse box. We stepped back inside the room, hearts pounding. The footsteps grew louder, dragging along the floor, accompanied by a low, raspy breathing. It didn't sound like Mrs. Camden. It didn't sound like anyone from school. We backed away from the door just as something brushed against the wall outside, fingers scraping lightly along the paint. A shadow moved across the small window in the classroom door. A tall shadow, too thin, too elongated to be human. Reggie grabbed a metal ruler off a desk, like it would help. The shadow paused in front of the window, and then it leaned closer, a silhouette of a face pressed against the glass. The shape wrong, jaw too long, neck too narrow. Its breathing fogged the window from the other side. Neither of us moved, neither of us breathed. The handle on the door twitched. The door handle turned slowly, deliberately, like something was testing it, checking to see if it was unlocked. Reggie mouthed, "Don't move." The handle twisted again, harder this time. Then it stopped. For a moment, everything was silent. I thought maybe it had gone away, until we heard footsteps moving further into the hallway, stopping at the next door, then the next. Like it was searching classroom by classroom for something or someone. I leaned toward the window at the far end of the classroom, praying I'd see Mrs. Camden returning with a flashlight, yelling at us for causing trouble. But the hallway outside that window was just as dark. And then something new started. Tapping. Soft at first. Tap, tap, tap. From under the floorboards, then from inside the vents, then from above us across the ceiling tiles like dozens of fingernails clicking in unison. Reggie whispered, "We need to get out. Now." We crawled toward the window, thinking maybe we could escape through the courtyard. Just as we reached the sill, the tapping above us stopped all at once. Dead silence, followed by a heavy thud directly above our heads. Dust drifted down. Something was on the roof of the classroom, something large, something crawling. We pushed the window open as quietly as possible, but the old frame screeched like metal screaming underwater. The moment it happened, the thing above us reacted. Its weight shifted, scraping across the ceiling tiles. I slipped through the window first, dropping into the bushes outside. Reggie followed, but halfway out he froze. His eyes widened, staring past me. I turned and saw the silhouette through the classroom window. The creature, or whatever it was standing on the desks, crouched low with its limbs bent backward, head tilted unnaturally to the side. Even in the darkness, its eyes glowed faintly, reflecting the lightning outside. It jerked once, like it was preparing to leap. I grabbed Reggie's arm and yanked him through the window just as the glass exploded outward. We tumbled into the mud and ran. Behind us, something skittered across the walls, moving sideways like an insect with limbs that shouldn't allow that kind of motion. We sprinted across the courtyard toward the parking lot, each step echoing with the sound of claws scraping concrete behind us. Reggie gasped, "Where's Mrs. Camden?" But I already knew the answer. I'd seen the keys lying on the hallway floor earlier, right next to a smear of blood. We reached the parking lot and darted behind the cars, trying to stay low. The storm finally broke, sheets of rain soaking everything, thunder shaking the pavement. For a second I dared to hope the creature wouldn't come outside, that maybe it was bound to the school somehow. But then the metal emergency exit door burst open with a violent clang, bending outward like something hit it from the inside with tremendous force. The creature crawled out, moving backward on its hands and feet like a contorted spider. It sniffed the air, searching. Lightning flashed, and its face lit up. Not human, not animal. A stretched, twisted hybrid of both, jaw hanging open as if broken, tongue dragging across the wet ground. We hid behind a row of cars, barely breathing, while it moved between them, sniffing each one. When it reached my car, it paused. I swallowed a scream as one long, finger-like appendage traced the window. Then thunder cracked again, and for one blessed moment, it recoiled from the flash. Just enough distraction for us to run, not toward home, not toward safety, just away, as far and as fast as possible. We never found Mrs. Camden. The school claimed the power outage corrupted all footage. They said we imagined the rest. But every night when I walk past a locker or hear something click in the vents, my skin crawls. Because sometimes, on the very edge of hearing, I still catch that sound. Tap, tap, tap. Searching,